I think YouTube has got a history problem, and it's a very specific history problem, and it particularly affects all the YouTube channels out there that not only look at history, but look at geopolitics, because geopolitics makes no sense without good quality history. And unfortunately, so much of the chat in elite circles and in alternative independent media as well about geopolitics is based on really, really bad history. I could give you so many examples of this. But I really don't want to make this video too much of a whinge. But one classic example, of course, is Halford Mackinder's theory, heartland theory of geopolitics, the idea that if you can control Eastern Europe, you can control the heartland, which effectively is Russia. And if you can control the heartland, you can control the world island, which is Eurasia. And if you control the world island, then you can control the world. Now, this has been an incredibly influential idea in geopolitics, in geostrategy. It has had real world consequences. Arguably, it's the idea that is behind America's interventions in the Middle East, in Iran and Afghanistan, and America's interventions and the current disastrous, tragic war in Ukraine. But Mackinder's ideas, if you go back to it, was not really about geopolitics. He felt that he had understood definitively the laws of geography and of history. And this was way back before World War I. In 1904, he published his essay, The Geographical Pivot of History. And, well, we've had 120 years of history, both real events and better quality, written academic history than what Halford Mackinder had access to. Our understanding of how the world works, how the complexity of change and the rise and fall of empires and the influence of geography and history and politics and culture and economics and random events in the environment, how they all interact in a very complicated way. That whole story has changed so fundamentally since 1904, and yet so many people will continue to articulate ideas like Halford Mackinder's heartland theory of geostrategy in their understanding of geopolitics today. So if you really want to understand geopolitics, I really think you need to study some quality world history. Of course, there's an awful lot of it, and on this channel I try to give you, access to snippets and introductions to really quality books about world history that will help you rethink how you see the world today, help you reimagine the world with history. And what's more, I also offer online courses that help you explore world history. I'm midway through delivering a wonderful course on civilizations that gives you a whole new perspective on civilizations, not the old-fashioned ideas of civilization as art and the ultimate achievement in progress that contrasts to barbarians, but really an idea of civilization that is an adaptation of nature to human needs, something that has happened all around the world in every kind of environment, in civilizations, some of which are now forgotten, in civilizations, some of which are overly praised today, like Western or Atlantic civilization. I'm also about to start a new course on my World History Explorers series, which looks at the rise and fall of empires over the last 600 years, from 1400 roughly until today. Yes, empires, or a common sense understanding of empires, a dominant power in the world, a superpower, if you like. Empires still play a role in our lives today. So understanding the true story of the rise and fall of empires can really help you see the world more clearly with some quality world history. And it will give you some better understanding than merely comparing things to cliched ideas about whatever happened at the end of the Eastern Roman or the Western Roman Empire, the fall of the Western of Rome, the barbarian invasions and all that sort of thing, and the end of the British Empire, the peaceful handover of hegemony to the United States in World War II. Was that really the story? The real story of the rise and fall, the wax and the wane, the complex interaction of empires in all parts of the world in a very intriguing, dynamic, and surprising way is the heart of the story I will tell in my next World History Explorers course, The Rise and Fall of Empires, 1400 to 2020. And it will take as its basis reading one of the most important modern books of world history, John Darwin's After Tamerlane, The Rise and Fall of Empires, 1400 to 2000. And if you'd like to be part of that, if you'd like to really understand geopolitics by understanding world history and find a shortcut through all the stuff that's out there to get to the heart of the story of the rise and fall of empires, you can sign up in the link in the video description below, and I'd love to see you on the other end of the camera in one of my courses, and let's talk about how to really make sense of geopolitics with some quality world history.